Let's now shift our focus to Ethiopia. Abiy Ahmed's government has been locked in a year-long war with the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF. Ethiopia has now outlined conditions for possible talks with rebels from the country's war-torn Tigray region. The move follows days of diplomatic efforts by international envoys to avert further surge in fighting in the region. According to the Foreign Ministry spokesperson, one of the conditions for possible talks would be for the TPLF to withdraw from the Amhara and Afar regions. The Foreign Ministry stressed that the term of the conditions have not been agreed to as of now. As per the ministry spokesperson, there are conditions. First, stop your attacks. Secondly, leave the areas that you have entered, Amhara and Afar. Third, recognize the legitimacy of this government. He further clarified that no decision has been made to enter into negotiations. But the TPLF spokesperson said that pulling out from Amhara and Afar before talks begin is, and I quote, an absolute non-starter. The paramilitary group is demanding an end to what the UN describes as a de facto humanitarian blockade on Tigray. Hundreds of thousands of people are believed to be living in famine-like conditions in the region. No aid has gone by road since October 18th. 364 trucks are stuck in the capital, as authorization to proceed is still pending. Amid the escalating crisis and growing famine-like conditions, last week the government imposed a nationwide state of emergency. In a fresh wave of mass arrests, some 22 UN staffers were detained in the raids. This has further hobbled the aid response. The UN has also sounded the alarm about 72 drivers who have been detained in the region. The drivers were contracted by the World Food Programme. In recent days, international envoys have stepped up efforts to broker a cessation in hostilities after the US Special Envoy for the Horn of Africa, Jeffrey Feltman, left Ethiopia on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, will travel to Kenya, Nigeria and Senegal next week. He will meet with Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta to discuss topics including regional security issues such as Ethiopia, Somalia and the situation in Sudan.
And so we are hopeful that given the important work that President Obasanjo is engaged in, the efforts that we're making and others who are engaged, that there is still a window to pull back and to move this to a better place.
The Ethiopian military began hitting the Tigray capital with airstrikes on October 18th. The arrests came as a further challenge to humanitarian aid efforts. Millions of people in Tigray desperately need aid supplies, including food and medicines. The Ethiopian government describes the arrests as part of a legitimate effort to stamp out the TPLF. Several foreign missions, including the US Embassy and the European Union, have decided to withdraw non-essential staff members from Ethiopia. The war in Africa's second most populous country has killed thousands of people and displaced millions. Now the Tigray forces are approaching Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa.
There is an opportunity, I hope, for everyone to pull back, to sit down, to get a halt to what's happening on the ground, and ultimately to produce a ceasefire, to have access for humanitarian assistance, and over time to negotiate a more durable political resolution.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.